Recently, Apple rolled out an update to iOS 14.5, and in this update, they are making things very difficult for small businesses that want to reach their audiences. So what social media marketing right now is presenting is an opportunity for you to do list building on steroids. I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Hey, this is Manuel Suarez here, and I'm the CEO and founder of 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡 Marketing, which is an attention-grabbing media organization. We specialize in marketing across social media platforms. Today, I want to talk to you about what's working today in the world of social media marketing. If you are living in planet Earth and you're not living under rocks, you probably know, especially when you're in the business world and watching this video, that there's a big battle going on between Apple and Facebook and these big tech corporations in regards to privacy and all kinds of different areas. Recently, Apple rolled out an update to iOS 14.5, and in this update, they are making things very difficult for small businesses that want to reach their audiences. We're not going to get into that subject. That's a subject for another video. But the long story short is that when somebody goes from Facebook to your website, if they have opted out of tracking, which we're going to look at a very high percentage of people opting out, which is 80-90% or more, you're not going to see what happens afterwards. So you're running a little bit blind here. You don't know exactly what's going on after somebody visits your website. They go to Facebook, they see an ad, they click on it, they land on your website, you're blind, nothing else. You're not gonna see anything else that happens, whether they browse or they add something to cart or they read a blog or they search for something, it doesn't matter. You don't have any data. Facebook will not have that data and you will not be able to use that for building a next level of engagement or the next step on that particular journey. So is that all doom and gloom? A lot of sadness because of that? Well, not really. If you have somehow been connected with me for a while, you know that I do a lot of marketing. And a lot of that marketing happens on some big brands. We spend a lot of money, millions of dollars of advertising every single month. And a lot of work gets done on these accounts on social media platforms. We do it every single day. What I am seeing, and if you are an entrepreneur living on this particular century, it's part and parcel. You're gonna have to deal with it all the time. Companies are gonna adjust and we're gonna find opportunities, and technology is gonna change. Platforms will change, they evolve, they downgrade, they upgrade. It's happening all the time, and because of that, you have to be willing to experience change, never-ending change. So that being said, I'm seeing a lot of companies, including big corporations, putting money on the sidelines because they're worried about not being able to see the results, and also because they don't have any data, they cannot justify the spending on social media. And instead of like readjusting the strategy, like what I'm going to talk about with you guys today, they are spending less money, and that's an opportunity because the advertising and the cost of advertising on these platforms, the cost of them is actually monitored by demand. The more demand there is on the platforms, the higher the cost of advertising. Less demand, meaning less advertisers, the lower the cost of advertising. So it is an opportunity for people like you and me that we're trying to reach audiences. The audiences are still there. These platforms are breaking records in attention. They're getting more and more people every single day. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. And there's people that are advertising less and less because they are afraid of what's going to happen. So I'm seeing results in the platform right now that I'm gonna right now summarize them in two areas that I want you guys to focus on if you really want to take your marketing game to the next level, your social media marketing game, that is. So there's two areas that I'm saying right now that you need to go deep in, and I'm gonna describe them in a second in the whiteboard. But just so you guys know, without getting too much into the story of this and going into any other details, I've always talked about acquiring prospects. The money's in the list. We've heard that old marketing adage for a long time. It's not only in the list, it's what you do with the list that determines how much income and revenue you get for your company. But you gotta make sure that you are acquiring prospects all the time. Building a list, acquiring phone numbers, acquiring emails, subscribers on Messenger, Instagram direct messages. You gotta get people on that next level of engagement. So what social media marketing right now is presenting is an opportunity for you to do list building on steroids. I'm gonna talk to you guys about today. So let's go to the whiteboard and tell you all about these two opportunities that I'm seeing right now that our agency is diving deep into in the world of social media. I'm gonna open up the whiteboard here and I'm gonna tell you guys about this. The opportunity number one, I am a big fan of, and that's called ManyChat. ManyChat is a platform that allows you to integrate phone numbers, extraction of phone numbers, email extraction, subscribers on Messenger. The origin of ManyChat is with Facebook Messenger. They originally integrated with Facebook Messenger, and you were able to create automations with Facebook Messenger that were not possible directly on the native Messenger platform. Still today, this is something that is a big part of it, but the platform has dramatically evolved over the last several years. I'm a big fan of the platform. I have been teaching about it for many years, and it's still today an opportunity that right now people are not leveraging enough of, and I'm a big advocate of the platform. You can look at ManyChat as your CRM. This is your customer relations management software, and it's the seamless way to be able to acquire prospects, to have them come into your customer journey that is going to lead them towards eventually becoming an actual paying client for whatever product or services you have. People ask me all the time, does this apply to my business? And the answer is, do you need attention? If you do need attention because your business will benefit from more attention, the answer is yes. Every single business that requires more attention to be able to sell more products or services will benefit from a platform like ManyChat. The reason why it's so powerful right now is because it utilizes Facebook Messenger and Instagram direct messages, which is a brand new integration, to be able to create a seamless experience from somebody coming from Facebook or Instagram or anywhere, because you can actually use ManyChat to bring them in from other places into Facebook Messenger or Instagram and create a seamless experience. Very user-friendly, great user experience overall, and it's very easy to create. There's a lot of videos on that. There's a lot of information. I have done a lot of work to teach people how to use that platform. A lot of great people that I know have been teaching about this for a while. So if you guys want to learn about the platform, I highly recommend that you look into ManyChat. All you got to do is go to ManyChat.com and you learn more about it. You can start seeing how to take advantage of that particular platform to extract customer information. And the other one is Facebook lead ads. And I have been using Facebook lead ads for many, many years already. At this point, I think by now, probably around 5 years. Facebook lead ads is something that you can utilize. It's a format that you can utilize to generate subscribers on email and phone number without having to send them to your website. Why is this important right now? Why are these two the hot items in a Apple Facebook battle in this moment in time in 2021 at the time of this recording? Because what's happening here, guys, just so you guys know what's occurring here with Facebook and Apple. Facebook has been very public about their upset with this whole thing. But what's happening here is that somebody sees a Facebook ad over here and they click on it. So here's a click. That person, this guy over here, he said, I don't want any personalized ads. I'm gonna say no to tracking. Do not track my activities across the web. That's what they said. Most people that are not business owners, marketers, people that have that mindset are gonna say no. They don't wanna get tracked. So what happens is that from the Facebook ad, they go to the website. And at this point right here, you have no information about what that user is doing over here. So whether they purchase or they are a window shopper or whether they actually were very close to purchasing, and all you got to do is follow up with them and be like, hey, here's a 10% coupon off. Here's something for you to be able to think about really your purchase and getting it done. You're not seeing this. You're done. You're blind here. That is the battle that's going on right now. And because Apple, which is about 50 to 60% of the overall market of smartphones, because of Apple's battle, about half of the audience that is visiting you or more, you're not able to see what happens afterwards. You get the idea, right? Okay, so this is a website. This has a pixel code. It's called the pixel code in it. Traditionally, the data on that website, because of that code, is sent back to Facebook. Well, no more. That's over, right? It's the new era. It's 2021. You got to update. You're not going to change that battle. It is what it is. You got to adjust. So what do? You got to focus on platforms where the data is hosted in these platforms. For example, Facebook actually controls their own data. So if somebody sees a Facebook ad, let's look at that scenario over here, okay? This is the Facebook ad again over here. And that Facebook ad says, hey, give me your contact information. And it's a Facebook form. And that Facebook form is hosted on Facebook. And it's going to ask for the email. And it's going to ask for the phone number. And it's going to ask for those pieces of information. That data is hosted on Facebook. You know exactly what happened. So there are opportunities as long as people are on what I like to call the Facebook and Instagram ecosystem. This is the ecosystem right here. This is the Facebook world of data. That data is controlled by them, which means that they can continue giving us access to that data because they own it. So whether Apple is happy with that or not, it doesn't matter because it is on Facebook's data. You get the idea? So when you're doing this right here, Facebook lead ads, and you're generating leads on Facebook or Instagram, which by the way, lead ads are also accessible through the Instagram platform, you're keeping the data on Facebook. We are going deep on this. So for example, for e-commerce brands, lead generation to bring them into some kind of like coupon bonanza that we're giving away coupons, or for a campaign that is promoting flash sales, or for quizzes that you're generating, no matter what, all those things, you can do Facebook lead ads and bring them into your ecosystem. So what is your ecosystem? Well, you control that journey. So you have, for example, emails. It doesn't matter what Apple says. You control that relationship right there because you go from email to your Shopify site and you can actually measure conversions from that. SMS. Text message, you control that. Messenger, you control that. WhatsApp, you also control that because it's also owned and hosted by Facebook. You get the idea. You're building your own ecosystem. So my advice to you right now in this 2021 environment is look for an actual strategy, a campaign that allows you to keep your data and keep access to that data. I am staying away from campaigns that take people from Facebook to a website directly. I am going deep into campaigns that take people from a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad into a managed ad platform or a Facebook lead ad. So I can extract that data and then I go into nurture and providing that value and educating to people nonstop, aggressively, under my own terms and not controlled by anybody else. So managed ad, if you guys want to learn about it, just Google. You can actually YouTube it right here. You can say managed ad, Manuel Suarez. One of my guys can probably put a link to our videos in here on the subject of managed ad. I have a lot of training on the subject. It's a really big subject and it's not complicated and you can actually get it done yourself. Hopefully you actually can start implementing this stuff. So you gotta start going heavy on building a customer journey that you control without regard to what Apple is doing right now in their battle against Facebook, Google, and all the big tech. All right. So that being said, those are the two main strategies that I want you guys to focus on. Lead generation on Facebook directly and managed chat strategies for you to grow your Facebook Messenger list, your Instagram DM list, and extraction of phone number and email. And if you do that, you're gonna start controlling your destiny on your business world a lot more. I'll see you guys on the next episode.